Do you know what? Even at nearly 44 years of age, there are times when even I surprise myself. I've created 5 awesome cocktails using Whitney Neal's Raspberry Gin. They are bangers. They have just blown me away because I never really tried them before I actually kind of make them. I make them live because I pretty much, I've been around the block. I kind of know what's going to work and what doesn't work. But I tell you what, they are all insanely good. But that is an absolute banger. And just very quickly before I dive into the recipes, just run you kind of through what you've got there. We've got like a bramble riff, we've got like a Collins riff, we've got a kind of creamy vanilla-y shortcake, raspberry shortcake thing going on. I've kind of got a punch and a spritz. Right, so your first cocktail is just a very, very simple riff on a bramble. I love the bramble. It's just a simple 4-ingredient cocktail. This is obviously like a raspberry riff on it. So we've got the raspberry gin, obviously. My go-to berry liqueur from Giffard, Frambard de Rance. I always say it, you get bored of this. Scottish tayberry liqueur. Tayberries are a cross between raspberries and blackberries. Gorgeous, love it. Elderflower cordial for my sweetener, for my sugar, and just some lemon juice. Now, normally with the bramble, we kind of make the cocktail and then we drizzle the creme de mure, the blackberry liqueur over the top. We're not going to bother, we're going to shake all the ingredients down. So, first ingredient is my raspberry gin. I'm going for a 60ml double bubble of that. Whatever favourite raspberry gin you've got. Next up is this luscious berry liqueur. Honestly, I just love it. Easily my favourite liqueur. 15ml, half an ounce of Frambard de Rance. Then we're going for our sweetener, which is this, in this case, elderflower cordial. 15ml of that. There we go. And then I'm just going for my citrus, which is freshly squeezed lemon juice. And I'm going for 30ml, 1 ounce of lemon juice. So we're just going to ice up the shaker, plenty of ice, and then we're going to give it a good hard, fast shake for 10 to 12 seconds. And then to serve it up, I'm just going for a small rocks glass. This is actually, I think it's just over 10 ounces, half a pint, but it's just a standard sort of rocks glass. That's all. You could do a shake and dump with that ice, but I'm just going to do strain over fresh ice. Perfect. Look at that. And then to garnish, I'm actually I've got a sprig of mint out of the garden, so nice. Bit of a colour contrast there, sprig of mint. And then I've got a couple of frozen raspberries just out the freezer. How's that? That is summer and simplicity at its best. Raspberry forward, the elderflower comes through, the luscious berry notes from that. It's simple and stunning riff on the bramble. Amazing, I love this. Now your second cocktail, I've just called a fruity punch. I will give a shout out to my members and I'll get them to name this cocktail up. But essentially, it is a riff on a Collins. That's all it is. So ingredients, I've got obviously the raspberry gin. I've got some limoncello. For sort of vibrant lemon notes there. My sweetener is going to be mango syrup. I've got Fentimans Tropical Soda. It's not a sweet soda. It's kind of pineapple forward, hints of juniper in there. It's not in the sweetness of like your Fantas and Tangos, but it has got some form of sweetness to it. And then I've got some freshly squeezed lemon juice. And of course, all the Collins is gin, lemon, sugar, soda. So then shaken cocktail, I've got that. Obviously, the first ingredient is going to be our raspberry gin. So I'm going for a 60ml double bubble, 2 ounces of Whitney Neal's raspberry gin. Ingredient number 2 is your favourite limoncello. I love limoncello. I want to start experimenting with different limoncellos, but I've got Luxardo's, which is pretty damn good, I'll be honest. 15ml, half an ounce of that. Lovely. And then my sweetener, my sugar, is going to come in the form of mango syrup. Mango raspberry, it's a good combo. We're going for 15ml, half an ounce of mango syrup. And then I'm going for my citrus, which is going to be 30ml, 1 ounce. And as with most Collins, they just follow the simple formula. 2, 1, half. So 2 parts booze, 1 part citrus, half a part sweetener. Now, obviously, we don't shake down anything fizzy, so the tropical soda will come after the shake. So right now, I'm just going to ice up. That'll be perfect. Loads of ice. And give it a good hard, fast shake for 10 to 12 seconds. And then when you've shaken, it's time for your fizzy. As always, I put my fizzy in the shaker, so it's already mixed, so you don't have to stir the finished cocktail. Now I'm going to go for about 75 ml here. So that should be perfect. Feel free to add a bit more if you want. That was 60, and then 20, 15. There we go. Oh, I've actually gone for 85 ml. And then to serve up, I've got another crazy new glass from Drink Stuff. It's probably not more like a port glass, to be fair, or a decanter or something like that. But I'm going to use it. I'm going to go crazy just to see what it looks like. So I'm just going to ice that up. That'll do for now. I'll top up with some more ice in a second. Actually, let's add one more cube of ice. There we go. And then just going to single strain over the top. Oh, look at that. He's done that well. He's done that very well. So then just to garnish, I've got another one out the freezer. I keep these pineapple leaves in the freezer because it's just easy. Now I'm going to garnish with a dehydrated pineapple. Obviously from ODK, from Drink Stuff again. Little dehydrated pineapple. How's about that? Oh my days. That is... You get a little bit of tartness from the raspberry. You get the mango coming through, coupled with the limoncello. I think the limoncello adds to the tartness. That is some... You could almost serve that up spritz style as well. Wine glass like Aperol spritz. That is an afternoon summer sipper. So the third cocktail is another cocktail that I'm naming up by my legends, my members community for my cocktail book. It's getting ever closer to release date at the time of shooting. August 2021 it should be out. So this one, we've got raspberry gin. I've got my go-to amaretto at the moment. Of course, swap out for Disaronno or whatever you fancy, a nice almond amaretto. I've got Mozart's white chocolate and vanilla liqueur. So this is going to add a lovely kind of, obviously, white chocolate creaminess to it, sugar syrup, and then half and half single cream, half milk. So I'm just going to shake this one down, just wash that up. So first ingredient is going to be 60 ml double bubble of your raspberry gin. I just wanted to showcase that you can have fun with gin as well. You know, these gins are not known for their they're not out there for classy gin and tonics as such. They're raspberry forwards at the end of the day. That's all they are. So next ingredient, I'm going for my amaretto, and I'm just going for 15 ml, half an ounce of that to add luscious almond notes to this cocktail. And then we're going to go for our Mozart white chocolate and vanilla liqueur. I love just sipping on this, to be fair. It's gorgeous. Again, 15 ml, half an ounce. Actually, I'm going to go because I've done it, 2/3 of an ounce of it. I was going to go a bit more anyway, but just a little bit extra. And then I'm just going for a tiny little bit of sweetness, 10 ml. That's all I'm going for here. I just want to add a little bit, a little touch, not too much. So 10 ml, 1/3 of an ounce. And then the final ingredient is my half and half. Just for me, half milk, half cream. Could use all cream, whatever you wanted to. 30 ml, 1 ounce. That's what we're going for. So then same old, you know the drill, you know what's coming now. Plenty of ice cubes. And we're going to shake it down proper hard, 10 to 12 seconds. And then just for giggles, I'm going to rock out this coupe. I don't know what it's called. No idea, but you can get it from Drink Stuff. I'm just going to double strain this into a nice... You could go into a rocks glass over ice. I'm just going to double strain it into a nice kind of coupe glass. Perfecto. That's about bang on. And then just to garnish, I've got a little biscotti biscuit sitting here. I'm just going to break it up in the wrapper. I'm just going to do a little kind of biscotti, if this works. Little biscotti kind of garnish on top. Little dusting. Yeah, should be good. There we go. Look at that. Oh my God. That is surprised me. I put this together thinking, you know what, that's going to be fun. It's not going to excite the masses. That's genuinely amazing. Oh dear God, the almond and the raspberry, that shines through. The vanilla notes for that. This is quite classy actually. This is a proper banger. Right then, the fourth cocktail, again, this will need a name for my members, my Legends community, so I'll put them all in the Facebook group for you so you can name them up. It's just like an apple punch, is kind of what I've called it, but I want it to be very, very crazy. So, raspberry gin, that's what we've got. I've got my go-to cherry liqueur, cherry hearing, luscious, vibrant cherry notes to it. William Fox's milk chocolate syrup, okay? So I've got some chocolate, raspberry, chocolate and cherry. That's going to work. Pressed apple juice. Cider to you guys over the pond, over the Atlantic Ocean in America. Apple ciders, but pressed apple juice to us normal people. And then just very crazily, tonic water, just a classic go-to Indian tonic water. Right then, shaken cocktail. Notice there's no citrus in this because I kind of think that the tonic water will kind of, bitterness of the tonic water will kind of dial it back. So I'm hoping it's going to work. Right, so first off is our raspberry gin, 60ml double bubble of that. Lovely jubbly. Then I'm going for my very, very sexy cherry liqueur. I'm so looking forward to trying this. 15ml, half an ounce of that. Then I'm going for William Fox's milk chocolate syrup at just 10ml. I don't want it overly sweet because there is no citrus, but I want a little hint of chocolate. So, it's so good. So good. 10ml chocolate syrup. And then I'm just going for my pressed apple juice. It's just supermarket owned, but it's pressed, 100% pressed. Don't get the concentrate stuff, it tastes better. And God knows what that translates into to cider, but just basically get apples, mush them down and get the juice out of them. Don't add water. So we're going for, I'll tell you what, the chocolate notes. We go for 30ml. 30ml, 1 ounce of pressed apple juice. Right, so obviously we don't shake the fizzy. You know that by now, of course you do. So we don't shake the fizzy stuff. So ice up your shaker. Hard fire shake, 10 to 12 seconds. When that's all shaken down, we're going for our Indian tonic water. Just, I don't know, just normal tonic water. Schweppes, I do like a bit of Schweppes. And again, I'm actually going to use 60ml, a double bubble of this. And Schweppes is known for its bubbles. It's proper fizzy as old Schweppes. So we're going for 15ml of that. Sorry, 15? 60ml. There we go. Lovely. And then just to serve up, I had to wash it down because it's been sitting up there. It's got all dusty. I haven't used it for ages, but I really like this. It's called an Apéro Spritz glass, but I thought that would be perfect for this cocktail. And I'm going to add fresh ice. So there we go. That'll do for now. You can always add another ice cube in a second. Single strain that over the top. Oh, he's done it perfectly. Always forget that glass is a bit too big. Always forget. Let's have a little sip. Oh, cherry, chocolate. The tonic water, I was right, the tonic water has dialed that back perfectly well. The raspberry notes, there's so many things happening in that cocktail. Right, just to garnish, I need to have a sip. And then to garnish up, I've got a dehydrated apple. That can just sit on top, actually, from ODK. We've got one of those. And then I'm going to get some of my Luxardo maraschino cherries, which you can also get from Drink Stuff as well. They sell them now. They've stopped, well, they still do those atomic stupid red things, but they've got proper maraschino cherries. I have to say, that is proper naughty. The chocolate. I don't know what else to say about that. It's just chocolate, raspberry, cherry, apple. Oh! Right, and your fifth and final cocktail, I just wanted to go for a simple spritz. We don't have to go Prosecco in a spritz. There's no law that says you have to use Prosecco, so I'm not. I'm going for my raspberry gin. I'm going for my current go-to Apéro at the moment. So the best way to describe this, if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, this is Pampel. It's a grapefruit Apéro. Campari would be the most bitter. Aperol for me is then the next rung down, not as bitter as Campari. And then this is just not quite as bitter as Aperol, but very much grapefruit forward. It is gorgeous. I love the stuff. I've already featured this in one of the previous cocktails, that one. This is Giffard's Framboise de Rance coming out to play again. Tayberry, in case you missed it, blackberry raspberry liqueur. And then, if that's the right way around, Fever Trees Mediterranean tonic water. The Mediterranean is kind of citrusy with a bit of rosemary kind of going through it. It'll work perfectly for this cocktail. So no need to shake this one down. I'm just going straight into a spritz glass. It kind of is a wine glass, isn't it? But I don't drink that much wine, so I call them spritz glasses. Anyway, first ingredient is, where's my jigger? There is 60ml double bubble of your favourite raspberry gin. Now, I have to say, Whitley Neill will work perfectly for this kind of cocktail. I've got cack-handed with the cork in my hand. There we go. I'm then going 30ml of Pampel. Honestly, I love this stuff. If you like your Aperol, just kind of experiment. Get a bottle of this. It's honestly, it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So 30ml, 1 ounce of Pampel. And then just to give us those luscious berry notes in there as well, any excuse to use this, I will. 15ml, half an ounce of that. I'm really cack-handed with the jigger at the moment. There we go. Right then, before the fizz goes in, I'm going to add a bit of ice. And obviously that oh look, there it is, right there, a bit of ice. And then I'm just going to stir this down just to combine those ingredients. And then we might as well garnish up at the same time. So I'm going to use, I love, you know me, I think the dehydrated stuff is just perfect. It's just long life in it, shelf stable. Let's kind of break that up. We'll put a bit of grapefruit in there because of the Aperol. Another little one of those. And I might even put, oh, I know what I've got. I've got some frozen raspberries here as well. There we go, frozen raspberries. I've got a sprig of mint to come in a second, another ice cube, and then I'm just gonna top up with my, give you a close up of that, Fever-Tree's Mediterranean soda. If it fits in the glass, I've done the ratios to use the whole tin, 150ml. Obviously, I've put quite a lot of ice in there now, but we shall see. It's looking good. It's looking good. We shall stop there. Have another little final stir. There we go. I reckon I'm just going to have a tiny, tiny little bit left in the tin. Yeah. And then just to finally garnish is my sprig of mint. Green and red. That's what we want. I'm going to give myself a round of applause there with my sticky hands. That is a banging spritz. Bitterness is what you want from a spritz. So the Pampel and the Mediterranean tonic water, is that right for the camera? Yeah, combines well. But you have got the touch of fruitiness coming through from that. You get the grapefruit coming forward, but most importantly, you do get the raspberry and the gin notes. So there we go, boys and girls. There's 5 amazing cocktails that you can use with your go-to raspberry gin. As always, if you want more inspiration and dive into that video that's popping up on screen right there, give me a big old thumbs up if you like the recipes in the video. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel.